Tell you what impresses me the most about this whole process of this video series and this information that we're sharing. What impresses me the most is you taking the time out of your busy schedule to really concentrate and pay attention to this information. When I first got to know of this information, it blew my mind. And so this next lesson that you're going to fall into, you're going to discover your 6 mental gifts. These are your God-given gifts. And you're going to look at each and every one of them in turn. You've got everything you need inside of you. No one else should tell you otherwise. So enjoy the next lesson, because it's going to really give you that information that you've been waiting for all this time. So enjoy. All right, now remember the previous lessons that we did. We just need to do a small recap of the lessons that we have learned before. If you are here, if you are in the second lesson, congratulations to you. And I would like to say thank you, because you care so much about yourself that you have decided to be here and to follow me in this journey. So where we started off the first time was on defining who you are. Remember, if you haven't watched the previous lesson on who you are, you can go back and just try to find about your true identity. Because the major problem that we face today is on people not knowing who they are. Therefore, the environment or their circumstances tend to push them in each and every direction. They're helpless, but they are servants to the environment and to their circumstances. So we started off our journey, we kicked off our journey by defining who we are. So we've got 3 planes of understanding. We are spiritual beings, we've got an intellect, and we live in a physical body. All this time, all this while, a lot of people have been fooled. Rather, they've been deceived. Or rather, they've been programmed to think that they are physical. They identify with their name. Your name is nothing else but what your mother and father decided that they should call you this one. Imagine if you had gone through your life after your birth and your name is called on one time. Today, if you are to be called Giza, would you even listen? Would you even hear? Would you even respond? No, you won't. But they kept on calling you Giza, 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 Giza. Now, when someone calls out Giza, even if it's not me they're calling, I tend to pay attention, because it's now wired inside of me that my name is called Giza. The point is this: I'm not Giza. I'm not my profession. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a businessman. Who am I? My true identity, after having done a huge amount of research, about who I am. Who am I truly? What is this whole purpose of this life about? Why am I here? I stumbled upon this information that I'm sharing with you, that I am a spiritual being. That's what is being represented by S. You are a spiritual being. You've got an intellect. S-I-P. You've got an intellect, and you merely live in a physical body. From there, we then went on to look at goal setting, where we discussed the 3 stages. We said it's an art, something that you need to practice. You just don't wake up the next morning with a good goal. There are stages to it. The first stage of formulating a worthy goal. Mark this word. Your goal has got to be worthy. It's got to be worthy your time. It's got to be worthy your energy. It's got to be worthy every inch of your attention. What is it that you want for yourself that can keep you up at night? What is it that you want for yourself? I'm talking of yourself, not what your mother wants, not what your brother wants, not what your church pastor wants. I'm talking about you. Find a quiet place and initiate this process and fantasize. Fantasize. A lot of people have been told that fantasizing is madness or is craziness. But tell you what, that's what a spiritual being does. They create anything from the formless, from the infinite, from nothingness. Fantasize. Dream if you have to. Find a quiet place where you can do some self-introspection. What are you doing here? You're going to your true self. You are behaving. You are putting a flag post into the spirit, into the infinite, the all-knowing, the omnipotent. That's exactly the journey that you are starting right now. For too long, you've been lost. For too long, you didn't know where to go or what to do. For too long, you've been stuck, but you're not anymore. Because now you know who you are. You are a spiritual being. And spiritual beings behave in a certain way. What is that certain way? These are the steps that we are discussing here. So pay close attention and follow me. When you fantasize, you formulate your own theory. How am I going to get there? Mind you, you are the one now in control. No one is controlling you. So there's no particular or specific theory that is going to work. You devise your own way. You're on the driver's seat of your own life. So you formulate your own theory. However you want is however things are going to happen. So there's no right way, there's no wrong way. No, there's your way. Because now you know who you are. You're a spiritual being. You have no limits. You're not bound. You're not put in a box. No one can. Nothing will stop you if you dream and you choose on the way you are going to attain your dream, or you're going to make it possible. From there, you ask yourself two questions. After devising your theory, am I willing? Am I able? Willingness is the ability to focus. It's going to demand your time. It's going to demand your attention. I told you it's an art. Don't forget about this. As athletes do, as any artist does, musicians, you name them, practice makes perfect. So you continue asking yourself about your dream. You continue theorizing. You continue asking yourself, am I willing? Am I prepared? Am I sticking my life to it to make it possible? Am I able? You've got everything you need right now to take you from where you are right now with your dream, to make sure that you're going to realize it. So the moment you answer these questions, yes, yes, that theory of yours becomes a goal, becomes a North Star, becomes the star that you're shooting at. Now, the journey begins. The journey of a lifetime. You are the main actor of your own movie. You have written down the title of your movie. You have decided how it's going to go. And now it's time for you to move from goal into realizing your dream. So what we are here for, at the end of the day, is to bridge this gap between a set goal and your dream. How then do you move from a set goal into realizing it, so that you are going to be there eventually? Just like in any other journey, we need to take stock of what we need or what we have to be able to be confident enough to embark on that journey. So the next lesson, or this particular lesson, is going to be doing a little bit of stock take on those things that are inherent in you, that already exist. You might have bumped around and realized maybe you possess one of these, or you know about them, but you didn't realize those were the only tools that you need to move from your goal up until you realize your dream. So, today's lesson is on this. You have got the intellect. You've got the tools already. You've got the 6 mental faculties. There are only 6 tools. God-given. Everyone has them. Black, white, Indian, you name them. Everyone is equipped, come already equipped with these intellectual faculties. So today, Let me clear out the board and let's focus on the 6 tools or the 6 mental faculties that you already have, which are the tools that, the only tools that you need to move you from a set goal on paper to a dream in reality till you get there. We have 6 mental faculties, which are 6 mental muscles that comes as a preset of being a human being. Any human, black, white, tall, short, male, female, has got these 6 mental faculties to our disposal. Those are the tools that we have that will move us from where we are today to where we want to go. What are those? I'll make a list and go through each and every one of them, giving into detail what these 6 mental faculties are. Such that, yes, you have those 6 mental faculties. Or you thought there was a certain group of people which has those 6 mental faculties and you don't have. Guess what? The good news is this: you have those 6 mental faculties as well. No one was brought onto this earth, is breathing right now, who doesn't come with those 6 mental faculties. So let's get into them. The first mental faculty that we are going to be talking about is memory. There is no memory that is called good memory or bad memory. Memory can either be weak or strong. I told you these are 6 mental muscles. Just like you go every day to the gym to pump out iron, to exercise, the more you are going to be doing it, the more frequent, the more focused you are on that particular muscle, the more it grows strong. So if you exercise one hand, you're going to find yourself not balanced at the end of the day. So everyone else has got a memory. Imagine if I ask you your name, you tell me your name, you tell me about your brothers. Imagine the tons of stories of different people that you have stored inside of you. They are stored inside of your memory. So memory needs to be exercised. It can be improved. A lot of people don't know about this, but it's a muscle that needs to be exercised the same way you exercise your physical muscle. But this one is a bit different because it's a mental muscle. So how do you exercise and improve your mental muscle of memory? You find the memory books. There are books out there that are made and designed and wrote to improve your memory. It's easy. There is a way of memorizing names. There is a way of memorizing numbers. You find yourself a good book on memory and you study it. You practice. You exercise. Your memory becomes sharper and sharper and sharper. If you don't exercise, your memory is going to become weak and poor. You can't retain information because memory is just the simple retention of information. Let's go on to the second faculty. The second faculty is the most important one. It's the faculty of reasoning. We all have that capacity, that muscle to reason. What is to reason? This is the faculty that gives us the ability to think. What is thinking? A lot of people might want to know what is called or what is defined by the word thinking. What is to think? We all think. Scientists give us that on a day, everyone thinks 60,000 thoughts. Of those 60,000 thoughts, some of them you are not even aware of, but you are just living in the mix of things. A lot of people are doing the thinking for you. So I'll give you 2 examples of the different people that we have in society. A and B. We might have person A and we might have person B. Person A, what do? They look at their results. They look at the circumstances. When they look at their circumstances now control their thoughts, control the way they feel, and what do you know? The emotions. At the end of the day, their results control their thoughts, control their feelings, control their emotions, and then at the end of the day, their actions. Guess what? Is they act according to the way they feel, according to the way they think, just because of the results they are seeing today. If they look around their circumstances, are they going to act any different? No, they won't. Before you know it, they will be getting the same result over and over and over again. So I'll give you an example. Look at your bank balance. If someone looks at their bank balance, what are they going to see? If they see $0.00, how are you going to be thinking? Oh my God, I'm so broke. Am I ever going to get this right? This money thing is not really my thing. I wish I was rich. I'm just a poor fellow. You see, your thoughts are being controlled by what you see, by the results that you see today, by the circumstances that you see today. What does that do? How does that make you feel? You feel useless. You feel not worthy. You feel like a failure. Before you even go into do any form of action, you already feel like you are a failure. Deep down in your heart, you feel defeated. And guess what? What are the emotions that are associated with someone who's feeling defeated? They suppress their feelings. It turns into disease. A sickly person who doesn't really know what they're about, they're going to start acting as a failure. They walk, they talk as a failure. They do everything as a failure. There's one statement which I vowed not to let it come out of my mouth, and I try to deflect it as much as I can, every angle, in every way that I walk around. The word pakaipa. These are ideas. Some people have seen their circumstances. They are reading their circumstances. And they feel defeated. They feel helpless. And therefore they come up with those words in that language to make it comfortable. Misery loves company. So those are miserable people who always greet you with pakaipa. How are you this morning? In as much as they were out there, they were energetic, they wanted to get something done, they will still tell you something that shows that deep down inside their conscious mind, inside their subconscious mind, they are defeated. They are hopeless. So this is what happens. This one is called the credit balance or report card syndrome. It is a syndrome. Once you repeat the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, at the end of the day, you're going to be a part of it. It becomes a part of you. You're so used to saying it that it's now operating and controlling every action of yourself without you even not paying attention what's going on. But guess what? Your results are going to be the same. They're never going to change. So this one is the wrong way of thinking. You are thinking, but you are thinking the wrong way. You are A. A thinks things the wrong way. B. What does B do? Formulates a goal. Formulates a dream. Formulates a fantasy. That's their first step. They disregard everything else that is happening in their economy, in their family, this did that, in their workplace. They disregard all that and choose not to see anything of that as anything that can stop them from doing anything. They still go ahead and set up big goals for themselves. They set up dreams for themselves. They never stop fantasizing, even with their eyes open. Remember, A is thinking the wrong way, because he's looking at these circumstances, and those circumstances and the results that he sees are controlling his thinking. They are controlling his feelings. They are controlling his emotions. And guess what? When he goes out to act as a defeated person, he's going to produce defeated results, which are the same results that he has been looking at all this time. So what do? You start by fantasizing. You set up a goal. We've done the goal setting lesson. So you now know how to set a goal. That's where you start from. That's your North Pole. That's your North Star. That's your flag post into the infinite. Guess what? Say if you start thinking of $1 million, are the thoughts of someone thinking of $1 million the same as the thoughts of someone who's thinking of a zero balance in the bank account? No, no ways. Someone who's got the thoughts of $1 million is going to start thinking means and ways to provide service to different people so that he can go to his dream. He can go to his fantasy land. You start thinking of solving problems, giving out solutions to different problems that surround you. You are solution oriented. You're not problem oriented if you've got goals. So you see the importance of having a goal, the importance of knowing exactly what you want. The system of success elementary, trust me, is a system that only works for those people who know what they want in life. If you're not yet sure about what you want in life, you're doomed. Because these lessons or these video series are not going to do you any good. I want to be very open and honest with you. If you don't know what you want by now, go back and start working on that, because that's your starting point. You know what you want, you set up your goal, your thoughts are going to be controlled by that goal. I told you it's an art, so practice is going to make you better. Your thoughts, your feelings. How are you going to be feeling when you have $1 million in your pockets or in your bank account? You feel awesome, right? You feel like going out there to do more good to a lot of people. You stay there. It's a place which changes your level of vibration to put you on a different level altogether. It elevates you because now you've got a goal. It's a place where you can visit anytime you want because it's yours. No one can tell you don't go there at any given point in time because now you are in charge, mind you. What are your actions going to be like? I told you an action of going to $1 million or someone who already knows that they've got $1 million because it's somewhere, it's coming, it's going to be delivered, are different from someone who feels defeated with zero balance in their bank account. So now we've got $1 million. Look at your actions. Look at the way you talk. Look at the way you walk. Look at the way you dress. Everything is changed just because of the North Star, just because of the place to which you have decided now you are going. No one is going to stop you from doing all that. Actions equal your reaction. Before you know it, your results are going to be positive results. This guy right here, his results are going to be negative. So take stock of your reasoning faculty. It's in use, but in which way? Has it been thinking anti-clockwise? Has it been thinking like A? If you've been thinking like A, then you need to start practicing thinking like B. I told you it's an art. It doesn't happen overnight. So practice, practice, practice is what is going to give you better results in the future. There's no shortcut to success. It's going to require you effort. Remember when I asked you that, are you willing? You said yes, right? So your commitment is going to be required here. Moving from here to here is not an easy task. It's not for the faint-hearted, no. Not at all. It's not for kids. It's for grown-ups. You're going to have to roll your sleeves up and really do some serious work on yourself. Start here. Start with the goal. Start with the fantasy. Start with the dream. Let that goal control your thoughts. In the normal world where people are all trapped in the physical, if you come around telling them dreams and fantasies of the things that you desire, they are going to tell you that you are crazy. They are going to ridicule you and tell you what you are trying to do has never been done. It will never happen. You will never get to where you want to get to because it's a dream, my guy. It's not real, my guy. They are going to come strong and hard voices telling you you are crazy. So this side is more stronger than this side. But the trick here is to strengthen this side and start working on this side immediately. Commit to stay on this side. We are not saying that you're not going to face any challenges of people coming to you or even compromising on quitting along the way. It's going to happen. But these are the tools. This is the information that you need to make sure that when those times come, you are prepared mentally and physically for those challenging times. Because the war is not happening outside. This is going to erupt a war inside of you. You are going to have to face the greatest enemy ever in your life. Is you versus you. When you see people winning out there, it's not that they are winning because they are built to win. No, no, no. It's they are winning because they have now a winning consciousness. They have won the battle between their old selves and their new selves. This is the old you. This is now the new. We want to move from here to here. It's going to require every inch of your attention. So let's move on. This is the reasoning faculty. Right thinking is this type of thinking. Road to ruin is this one. You're never going to escape any of your circumstances. If you look at your circumstances and you start thinking according to your circumstances, look at what the headlines in newspapers, in news, in radio, what it is doing to you. As soon as you hear a headline, if you're one person who is staying in front of a TV watching news, you're fucked. You're never going to amount to be anything else. Because nothing that comes out of a headline says positive. They are all negative headlines made to make you feel fearful, to keep you in control. If the newspapers were giving out happy headlines, constructive headlines, would they still be here today? But no, they don't. They know exactly what you want. They know how you are programmed. Because your ancestors have been like that. Your brothers, your mothers, your fathers have been like that. Your teachers, to make it worse, they solidified that negative side of you. And so by default, you operate negatively. Those are some of the things that you're going to come to grips with. That's the truth that you're going to have to live with. That you are damaged already. But are you going to be damaged anymore? No. Because Giza is here to give you information that will liberate you. Success Elementary is here to give you information that is going to liberate you from your bondage. You've got this faculty here. Reasoning faculty. You need to exercise it in this way. You need to exercise it in this way. Use it wisely. Because it's there for you. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is perception. We all have the power to change our perception towards the situation. Perception simply means your viewpoint. You've got the ability of changing your viewpoint. I'll give you an example. If I tell you right now that on this book there is nothing written, you're going to argue with me that there is something written. We can go to a fist fight, fighting to show you the way I see things, while at least you fight to show me the way you are seeing things right now. But if I turn around the book and show you the side from which I was seeing things, you're going to see that there is nothing written here. So it's not a matter of arguing. It's a matter of understanding where one person's point of view is rooted. I'm standing behind the book and there is nothing written here. You are staring in front of the book and you can see there's something written here. I've got the capability and the capacity to change my point of view to be in your point of view. Put myself in your shoes. We all have that capacity to do that. You need to practice that so that you become perfect at it. You become stronger. Changing your point of view. I was given a technique to use whenever I'm faced with a problem. In my own head, I've got a council of people whom I admire, people who have done great things. You can talk of Donald Trump. You can talk of my pastor at church, my priest at my Catholic church. Those are some of the people who are in my counsel, in my head. So when I'm faced with a problem, I put it on the table. That is all imaginary. And move around with my counsel to see if I were Donald Trump, how would I be looking at this? It's a problem that needs solutions. That counsel is going to help me. You've got that capacity of changing your point of view depending with the different challenges that you would have faced in your life. So strengthen that, practice that, and you become better. So that's a mental faculty that you do have. Perception. Let's go on to number 4. Imagination. Everyone has got the capacity to imagine. You remember when I told you in the first lesson to go and fantasize about your dream. Go and fantasize about your goal. Go and dream about it. Imagination is you are now going in an unknown place to formulate the picture of the things that you desire. That's how everything has come into existence. They say imagination is the miraculous, magnificent gift that mankind was ever given. But don't forget that there are 2 types of imagination. There is synthetic imagination. Synthetic imagination is you are building pictures or you are drawing down your goal and molding it according to your experiences, to your past experiences, to the experiences of others, information that you already have. That's synthetic imagination. That's not the type of imagination that I'm talking about. The type of imagination that I'm talking about, that I want to emphasize right now, is creative imagination. Now with creative imagination, you are going into the infinite. You are tapping into the unknown to build a picture of the thing that you so desire. That is creative imagination. This type of imagination is the one that you need to practice on. You need to dream. You need to fantasize. You need to create something from nothing. You need to formulate that picture, that vivid picture inside of your mind from nowhere. This you need to practice. This you can do quite easily because a lot of people have passed exams, they've got degrees on top of degrees by using synthetic imagination, what they've studied before or the experiences that they've encountered during their lives. So creative imagination is the key that I want you to take away from your faculty of imagination. Everyone has got this ability to imagine. Everyone, men, females, boys, girls, you name them. Number 5. Willpower. The ability to focus. A lot of people in life, they are not focused, man. They want this today, tomorrow they want that, today they want this, tomorrow they want that. They are over flip-flopping around life, tiptoeing through life, hoping they make it safe to death. They are doomed. You're doomed if you can't focus on one thing for a certain amount of time. But you've got that ability to focus. The question is, what are you focusing on? If you're focusing on stuff that is really ruining you, that doesn't serve you to take you to your goal, then that's not the stuff that you need to be focusing on. So you need to switch off the focus switch on those things and to switch it on the things that you want, on your goal. So the importance of a goal reigns through this system that we are trying to communicate here in Success Elementary. You've got that ability to focus. One technique that I was told which improved my focus a great deal was during night time. You can place a candle in front of you and just focus on the flicker of that candle. That will improve your focus by a great deal if you practice doing that on a daily basis. You're always complaining that there is no electricity in your environment. I choose to use that as a platform for me to be practicing what I want. Willpower, your ability to focus. You need to exercise on it. You need to practice to teach yourself to focus. Another good tip is exercise. Exercise gives you the ability to focus on something else other than your problems. By default, we've been wired to focus on circumstances, problems, the news. This one is saying this, voices, noise. So if you exercise, you focus on your muscles. You focus on your physical body. You focus on that picture that you want your body to look like. So in that moment, you have abandoned the negative side of yours that is causing you problems and all these problems. You're focusing on yourself. So exercise is a good thing, for it teaches you the ability to endure, to focus on one thing. You can't run 100 meters faster than Usain Bolt the first day. No, you can't. Usain Bolt has been training for 100 meters for 4 years straight, not missing a day in training, because he knows he's got that ability to focus on one thing up until he achieves that goal. The same ability that Usain Bolt has, you have. You are not short of any tools on your journey to success. You're not at all. Let's go on to the 6th and final one. Is this. Intuition. They say if you are praying, you're talking to God. If you use your intuitive faculty, God is talking to you. How many times have you gone to do a business deal, or have you gotten into a situation when your intuition, when your gut feeling, it told you that, nah, this person is not right? Because we're a ball of energy. Everyone is a ball of energy. Everyone is a spiritual being. So spirit permeates through space and time. So as soon as someone walks through in the door, you can tell that they are troubled. You can tell that the energy that they are carrying around them is something else. What is that faculty that tells you, that picks the energy from someone else? It's your intuitive factor. How do you do it? You fine-tune it. You practice on it. You exercise on it. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Be out there to help others. There are a lot of people out there who are facing problems, who are walking around with bad energy, who can't seem to be finding a way out. Give them this information for free. Give them these tips that they do have an intuitive faculty to be able to assess people, to be able to assess situations. You can pick, you can fine tune, you can touch someone's energy as soon as they walk through the door. So this is the lesson that I wanted to talk to you about. Let's do a quick recap. You've got these 6 mental faculties to your disposal. These are your tools which you are going to have to exercise, to practice, to perfect in your journey to realizing your goal, in your journey to realizing that dream, in your journey to realizing that North Star. You already have everything that you want. You've got memory. Do you know how much money it can cost you not to remember the name of a very important person? And do you know how many times you have done it before? Just because you couldn't remember this guy's name, it could be your next big check coming through. He likes you because you remember the son's name, you remember the daughter's name. You can use your memory, you can sharpen it, my guy. There is no need for you to give excuses on you not working on your memory. You've got reasoning, the ability to think. Always think positive. Stay away from negative people. Stay away from people who are trying to put circumstances and bad situations in your face. You don't need that. You've got goals. Now you see the importance of goals. The moment you sense something which is not in line with your goal, you move away from that situation. You gladly divorce yourself from that situation. You've got the faculty of perception, the ability to change your point of view when given a certain challenge in front of you. You've got imagination. We spoke of creative imagination. Everyone has it. But your creativity goes into destructive things. When it comes to go to a fist fight, when it comes to go and argue with someone, when it comes to gossip about someone, that's when you are the most creative. Imagine if you could just switch that creativity to channel it towards positive stuff, which is your goal. Imagine how many things you are going to achieve by so doing. You've got your willpower, your ability to focus, exercise. There are many methods, many techniques that you can use. Studying improves your willpower, your ability to focus, and you've got your intuition. Use it, man. Strengthen it. So, up until we meet on the next lesson, salute. Having to learn that all this while we had these 6 mental faculties, your memory, your reason, your imagination, perception, intuition, and willpower, I would like to urge you from the bottom of my heart to go over this lesson over and over till you get a grip of these 6 mental faculties which are God-given. Use them. Don't even lay them to rest one bit. You got everything that you want in this life to make it and to achieve your goals. So in the next lesson, you're going to get even further information that will result in you getting to your goal even faster. I hope by now you have written down your goal and you have got it memorized in your mind because of the gift of memory. So enjoy. I'll meet you in the next lesson. Cheers.